Good morning. I'm running behind again. Thank you for being patient with me. Let me get this other light turned on. It's Friday. It is. It's Friday. That's a little better. Make it a little more better. It's Friday, January 21st, 2022. I almost said 2021. 2022. My name is Terry Morgan. We are here to practice basic sets from what I learned when I started learning Wudang Style Tai Chi. Now, we did a few of those yesterday. We're going to do a little bit more today. And there's a couple of leg sets. There's one that I showed part of yesterday that we're gonna look at today. All right, and there's a couple more that I did not include. And I'm gonna talk about that for just a second before we get started. This idea of basic sets, picking something that you're going to practice and then practicing it, right? Liking what you're going to practice so that you do practice it. Now, I don't like to do that. I'm not going to go do it, right? You're not going to sustain practice doing something that you don't like. So finding what you like, repeating it, doing it over and over again, gives you the development, physical development, to go on and do more. When I started, I had dance training. Before I started, I studied classical ballet. Not forever, just during college, and I was a little bit older, so there was that. But the discipline that I got from that training helped me tremendously with my first Tai Chi experiences in Yang Style Tai Chi, and helped equally with my Wudang Style Tai Chi experiences and what I was able to do, because, and this is why foundations are so important, whatever the foundations are, as long as they're comprehensive, you're good. If you have the foundation, if you know, here's my arms, here's my legs, here's my torso, here's my abs, you know your body parts, you know what you have to work with, you can apply that knowledge to anything else. Now, how we apply that knowledge and what we do, there we go. All right, so I'm going to get started with basic stretch. This is my go-to exercise for just about every time that I start practice. There are times when I start a little bit differently, but this is pretty much it. So, feet about shoulder width apart. Wiggle the toes, wiggle shoulders, wiggle fingers, open the arms. Relax through the waist, bend the knees, open the hip, pull up through the crown of the head, hands circle to the front, back around to both sides, up along the center line, and stretch out. Keep the knees bent, reach out over the leg. Pull up as much as you can through the abs and through the front, across the hip. And stretch up. Elbows drop down, wrists, fingertips, hands return to your sides. All right, so we're going to get started. I'm going to repeat the sets that I gave yesterday, and I'm going to add in 2 leg sets, and that one that's on the floor. We're gonna look at doing maybe both of those today. All right, feet still about shoulder width apart, arms up, elbows go back. 1, 2, open, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I didn't give this yesterday. Oops. Okay, so, all right, so as elbows come back here, 1, 2, pay attention to the elbow. Open the arm. You're not trying to go as far behind you as you can. You're coming here you're looking for this middle of your body right here, just to the back. 2, 3, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Don't go too far back. The goal is to open your chest and to strengthen the upper back. All right? Feet about shoulder width apart. Arms up. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Notice a hand turns over. Keep going. One more. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, relax. These sets I gave yesterday, I know I did. Up. So I have my left hand up. You're going to have your right hand up. Both hands go back. 1, 2, change hands. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pay attention to not going too far back. Open the shoulders. Let the arm do the work. Keep the shoulders down. 1, 2, 3, 4. Last time. 1, 2, 3, 4. Across. I'm going to my right. You go to your left. My left hand is up, so your right hand is up, right, as we change. Okay? So turn 1, 2, change 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Overhead. Stretch along the side. Two more. Take rest. I'm going to turn to go back behind. I'm going to start to my right, start to your left, palm to the fist, and then we change that as we go to the other side. Pay attention to your elbow, and 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Turn the waist. Pull up through the abs. Keep the hips open. And use the waist. 1, 2, 3, 4. Last time. 1, 2, 3, 4. Both hands up. All the way down. 1, 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Last time. 1, 2, 3, 4. And roll up. Side to side. Keep the arms open. So, very open. Use the waist. Turn through the hip. I'm going to go down to my left toe first. Right hand to left toe. You've got your left hand on your right toe. And turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. One more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. and up, okay? Your upper body at this point should feel pretty much warmed up, right? Nice blood flow going. Leg work, right leg front. Left leg back, straighten the leg. Do not push into your knee, push down into your heel. Open the hip. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Change sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. One more. 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, relax for a second. I'm going to get a sip of coffee, and then we're going to do a couple things that we didn't do yesterday. The first one is a set of leg circles that are designed to really open up the hip. They also force us to pay attention to our balance over one leg, because we're on one leg while we're doing this, okay? So I'm going to turn my left toes out just a little bit, so I've got a little bit more stable stance, a little more toes straight ahead. I'm okay. If I turn out just a little tiny bit, just to, half to 5 degrees maybe. I'm now a little more stable over my feet. All right. Shift. Just watch for a second. So I'm shift left. Right comes up. Bring the toe in so your foot's coming back. Hey, I did that pretty good. I'm proud of myself for that. All right. So your toes back. Circle the knee. 1, 2. Yeah. Well. So, that's what happens. All right. We're going to circle the knee, we're going to do outward circle, and then we're going to do inward circle, okay? Inward, right? As we do this, as you've just seen, and I've not practiced this in some time, so there's that. As we do this, keeping balance is a challenge. We don't normally stand on one leg and use our knee to describe a circle in the air. We don't. It's just not, we don't. All right, and where I talked about this kind of thing, when I very first learned this, I'm relearning a lot of this now, but when I very first learned this, I had been studying dance at a fairly, not professional level, but that was pretty advanced. And the skill that I had, right? I'm up on one leg, okay, cool, I can stay there. Not so much right now, but that skill, I could apply it to what we're doing here and gain more, because the kind of movement that we're doing here is not something. We didn't do this particular type of movement in dance class. We didn't. There's other things we did. For sure, but not this particular movement, okay? So, what we want to do, yeah, it's okay. I'm just thinking out loud about whether or not I need to turn around, and I do not think I need to turn around. I'm going to shift onto my left. You're going to go to your right, okay? And let your arms be open. Don't try and close it in here. Let your arms be open just a little bit so that your shoulders can stay down and relaxed, and that your arms are not just any place, right? Just down and relaxed. Go ahead and let them be in front. It's easier to do this if your arms are in front. It is, okay? You do not want your arms out here, not right now. It's harder, but we're going to do this. If you need to put your foot down after the circle, do that, and then do the next one. So, start to lose your balance, put your foot down, try and keep the rhythm, try and keep going. Ready? You're on your right, I'm on my left, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Put it down. All right. Exactly the same thing on the other side. Ready, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Put it down, and again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, relax. You should feel some of that through the back of the leg. I do. All right. This, we're going to do another one. It goes to the inside, right? This set, being able to keep the knee up, keep the foot in, keep that circle going. I can do that with my arm, not too much problem, right? You can do that with my elbow, not too much problem, right? Nice circle forward and back, elbow. Okay. My shoulder joint does that pretty easy. Your hip can do that too. We just don't normally do. We just don't normally pay attention to the fact that it can. All right. Same set. Same exact set, except we're going to circle inward now. Okay? So I'm going to shift to my left. Watch for a second. Shift to my left. Right comes up. Inward. 1, 2. Not outward. This is outward. I'm going to come inward. Counterclockwise. Clockwise on the other leg. Right? Pay attention, same thing, pay attention to keeping centered over your supporting leg. Pull up through the abs. Let the leg work in the hip without moving the hip quite so much, right? You want your hip to be quiet. Ready? And shift. You're on your right. And circle inward. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6, 7, 8. Put it down, and again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we're going to do the other side. It seems like as I get the first one going, the second, and I pause. The second one doesn't want to, leg doesn't want to come up. It's okay. It's okay. This is why we're doing this. It's practice. All right. Other leg. Shift. Inward circle. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Rest. And again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, relax. My hip is warm. Both hips are warm, okay? It's a good warmth. This is good. this is also part of, and I'm hopeful that you're also feeling this after doing that set, that this is part of that idea I was talking about from my ballet teacher, Titania Dlodowska, the idea of learning to love your pain. The more you pay attention to which muscles you're using, the easier it is for you to reach out and touch them, to actively use them, right? If you don't know where they are, intellectually and physically, how does it feel? What does that muscle feel like? I remember that. Yeah, it hurt, didn't it? All right? Yeah. That's part of what we want. We want to know that. The level of pain, and I've talked about this before, I'm getting ready to do some painful thing here in a minute. All right? So, the level of pain, and do this with me. Be a bit wider than shoulder width. We're going to do just a little bit of outward leg circle. I'm going to start on my right, you start on your left. Leg circles, knee circles around the outside of the foot. Change to the other side. And I'm going to just do this while I'm talking, and you do this while you're listening. Sit back so that you're over your heels, not over the front of your leg, so that you can sink to go lower. Right? I'm doing this for a reason. You're going to see this in a minute. All right? Keep going. This idea of learning to love your pain, knowing where your body parts are, knowing which muscles are working, is not, and I mentioned intellectually as well as feeling it, right? If you know it intellectually, right? I can draw a picture and I know this intellectually. That doesn't give you the ability to control that muscle. What gives you the ability to control that muscle is using it, knowing where it is, knowing what it will do, what it won't do, and trying not to ask it to do something that it doesn't want to do. Okay? All right, so I'm going to use my hands to get down here. There's a reason for all that. Loosen up the hip. All right. And the leg. Oh boy. All right. I am going to stay here with my hands for a second because my leg is burning. And I'm going to tell you that I'm leaning too far forward. I should be much straighter. My heel on my right leg is up just a little bit. It shouldn't be. It should be down. The heel on my left leg is down. That's where it should be. All right? Now, I'm going to come back up for a second. Oh, yeah. That will make you know where your hips and your legs are. We're going to go down. Let's go down. Let's do this on the other side just to make sure that everything's equal. All right? Use your hands if you need to. If you don't, great. But right now I need to. I will be at a point this year where I'm not going to be using my hands for this. All right? So just like there's several things that 3 months ago, and notice as I'm standing here in this stance, I am talking while I'm in stance, this idea, building up, doing more. I can do things now. This is not one of them. And I'm being very careful. Partly because I'm on concrete, and partly because I don't want to mess up any of the groin muscles that I have to use to be able to get down here. All right, now I'm coming right back up. There we go. All right, too much on that side. Too much leaning on that side. We're going to do a little bit more. I'm not quitting. That's one of the things that you get with being a champion is you don't quit. Find another way. Find something else that is going to give you what you're trying to get to. All right? So, we're going to do this again. The ability to go up and down in this set, move from leg to leg, is something that I know quite well. Used to be able to do it. I'm not 20-something or 30-something even anymore. Alright? It'll take me a couple of weeks. That said, the opening set here that I did from Yang Style Tai Chi, as we're practicing basic sets, right? 3 months ago I couldn't do that. This is coming back. Alright, let's try it one more time. I'm going to set into my right. You're going to go down on your left. Both legs should be open. As you sink, take your hip behind, just behind your heel. Because that's physically where it has to go. Okay, so if you're trying to lean forward and do something else, don't. Keep your body straight. I'm gonna use my hands, but the idea is here. I'm gonna use my hands, but just pay attention. As I sink, I want to keep this straight and go straight down over this leg. So that I end up here. And that if I wanted to, I could move through this and change to the other side. All right, this back and forth, side to side. Yeah, it's hard work. 就是有功夫，这要有功夫。You must have kung fu. If you're going to do this, you've got to have some workmanship to go behind it. All right, so this set, we're here, and then this turns, right? So, first position, second position, we change. While we're down there. That means all your weight is on your sustaining leg. You got a little bit, maybe 5%, that's it, on your extended leg. Development. That's a skill that we need to develop, right? Go back to this idea of kung fu. Alright, so with this set, and with these leg sets that we just did, more or less, that covers most of what I learned with when I started learning Wudang Style Tai Chi. Now, keeping in mind, when I started learning Wudang Style Tai Chi, I was already a 2-time U.S. champion in Yang Style Tai Chi. So there was that. I already had all of the dance training. So there was that. It made it easier for me to see the movement, to understand how the movement was done, and then be able to do it. Retaining that movement was also a skill that I learned from dance. Every time we'd go to class, which in one summer was 5 days a week for 4 hours a day, I was serious about it. The combinations were always different. we need to retain it, we need to be able to do it. And that skill, being able to see the combination and then being able to do it and retain it, was invaluable when I started learning Tai Chi at the very beginning. And it's kept me going for all these years. That ability to see it and then be able to retain it and do it. Part of that, and part of that comes from, well, I'm going to do this one more time. Maybe, I don't know. Might do the leg circles one more time. This is, my hips are telling me, you need to do something there. All right, this ability to retain is partly memory. It's intellectual, I can visualize what this movement was, or I've got really good notes. Part of it is muscle memory. When you do something over and over again, your muscles remember how to do it. Your muscles learn how to do it. And then you can not do it for a while, and you come back to it, and you'll still be able to do more or less what you could do before you stopped practicing. It's because your muscles remember what you did. You might not, but your muscles will. We take advantage of this in developing the skill to remember the forms. It's a skill, and we learn it, right? We take advantage of that muscle memory. Today's lesson, okay? Let me come down one more time. Open this up over the heel. As we do these exercises more and more, right? I can put my hand someplace, right? As we do these exercises more and more, we learn from muscle memory what we can and cannot do. Listen to your body when it tells you, no, don't do that. Listen, you got to listen to that. As we develop that skill, all right, in order to do this move, I need to set my hip here, I need to extend my leg here, I need to have my knee in this position, I need to have my weight, right? All of that goes into muscle memory so that when we come back to it, oh, I remember that. It's easy. We want that ability. And we want to extend that ability in our Tai Chi practice. So it's not enough to remember the movement. We need to be able to initiate the movement from that memory. I can think about it, I can do it. Having your body be in condition to be able to do that is a good thing, and that's why we're talking about fundamentals. Fundamentals need to be in place. All right, so basic stretches, basic warm-up, get the body ready. Warm up really means warm up, body feels warmed up, I'm ready to go. Basic warm-ups, getting the strength and the coordination so that as we start to move through sets in the forms, we have that strength, we have that coordination. We don't have to try to learn it while we're also trying to learn all of the other things that go into what we're doing in the form. And I'm going to use this, I'm not going to go all the way down, I'm going to use this particular move as an example. So I'm here, and I'm going to sink into this leg, right? And then I want to be able to turn this and transfer the weight over to that other leg. So step through, walk through, right? In Wudang's 3 basic methods, we have a movement called Xingbu, Snake creeps along the ground. Alright? I didn't go all the way down. This movement does go all the way down. This basic set to develop the leg strength. So all we're doing is, I'm on my right, carrying my weight through the right, do something else with my heel over here, right? As I can sink lower, this goes all the way down. Turn and come through. This is also one of the moves at the end of our Wudang Taiji form. Snake creeps along the ground. Basic sets are how we get our body ready to do this other stuff. I hope you've enjoyed this class today and yesterday. I've got a few more of these basic sets. I didn't realize how many of these fundamentals that I really should cover. So next week, we're going to cover Bagua and Xingyi. The fundamentals for Bagua are similar in some respects to what we're doing with Tai Chi. They're different in others. This low work, yeah, we need that. We need that. All right, for Xingyi in the 5 elements practice, we don't need the low work as much as we do in the 12 animals practice. We need it. We also need jumps. I hope you'll join me next week. Thank you for being here this week. I appreciate it.